this week, a federal judge in San Francisco, Judge Charles Breyer, handed down a ruling that could completely reshape how presidents use the military here at home. He declared that Donald Trump's decision earlier this summer to send thousands of National Guard troops and even several hundred Marines into Los Angeles was flat-out illegal.
Why?
Because it violated the Posse Comitatus Act, a law that has been around since 1878 to keep the military from acting like a national police force. Now, let's pause here for a second. Think about this. Do you believe the President of the United States should ever have the power to send federalized troops into American cities to control protests or enforce laws? Or does that cross the line into something that feels a little too authoritarian? In this case, Judge Breyer said the line was absolutely crossed. According to his ruling, these troops weren't just standing guard outside federal buildings. They were in the streets, controlling traffic, setting up barricades, and even assisting immigration enforcement during the protests. In plain terms, they were doing police work. And under the law, that's a big no-no. California Governor Gavin Newsom had been fighting this deployment from the very beginning. He argued that the state never consented to having its National Guard federalized and that the president essentially took away state control. Imagine being a governor and watching your own guard units taken over by Washington against your wishes. How would you react? Newsom took it to court, and now the judge has sided with California, saying this was an unlawful overreach of federal power. So, what does this mean going forward? For one, the ruling doesn't order the troops out immediately, but it does say that enforcement begins September 12th unless the Trump administration successfully appeals. And we already know Trump and his team are preparing to fight this hard. Their main argument has been that the president has broad powers under Title 10 of the U.S. Code, and possibly under the Insurrection Act, to step in during emergencies. But Judge Breyer made it clear, this wasn't an invasion, this wasn't a rebellion, and California law enforcement was not incapable of doing its job. So, in his words, the justification just doesn't hold up. What's really interesting here is the ripple effect this could have.